America has a story it loves to tell about itself. A story of courage, opportunity, and second chances. But here is the truth most people never hear. America did not grow by itself. It grew because people from every corner of the world brought their hands, their hope, and their hunger to build something better. Every rail line, every bridge, every farm, every shipyard, every major city holds the fingerprints of immigrants. This is not opinion. This is history written in the bones of the country. So tonight, we ask one question the nation rarely discusses honestly. Why does America need immigrants? Not politically, not emotionally, but practically, historically, and truthfully. Because when you look at the data, the economy, the innovation, and the future, the answer becomes impossible to deny. The first colonies were not built by people who felt powerful. They were built by people who were running from something. Poverty, persecution, famine, war. They crossed an ocean with nothing but hope and fear mixed together. They built farms. They built roads. They built wooden towns on land that was harsh, wild, and unforgiving. And the truth is this: without those early immigrants, the United States never begins. By the 1800s, the population exploded because millions came searching for a chance to live. The Irish escaped the potato famine. The Germans escaped political collapse. Eastern Europeans escaped violence and economic destruction. They arrived in New York with one suitcase, sometimes not even that. They didn't speak English. They had no money. They had no connections, but they built the factories. They built the early industries. They formed entire neighborhoods that still exist today. They laid the bricks of American cities. They worked the jobs nobody else wanted, and they turned the United States from a small nation into a rising power. When America decided to connect east to west to build the Transcontinental Railroad, the project was so dangerous, so brutal, so massive. Most workers refused, but thousands of Chinese immigrants stepped forward. They hung from cliffs with ropes. They blasted through mountains. They laid track through storms and deserts. And when the railroad was finally finished in 1869, America celebrated growth, progress, expansion. But history forgets this truth. The backbone of that railroad was immigrant labor, and without it, the United States remains divided, physically and economically. As cities grew, immigrant families filled the neighborhoods. Italian, Jewish, Arab, Greek, Polish, Russian, Irish. They packed into small apartments called tenements. The conditions were rough, overcrowded, hot in the summer, freezing in the winter. But they worked. They learned English. Their children went to school. They built small businesses. They added new foods, music, culture, and traditions. Every major American city, New York, Chicago, Boston, Philadelphia, carries the fingerprints of these families. Between 1892 and 1924, over 12 million immigrants walked through the doors of Ellis Island. They waited in long lines. They were inspected, questioned, examined. Many were scared. Many cried the moment they stepped onto American soil, not because they were weak, but because they finally had a chance to live, a chance to survive, a chance to build a future for children they didn't even have yet. Those people, those faces in black and white photos, are the grandparents and great-grandparents of modern America. Their labor built the roads, mines, farms, bridges, and factories. Their sweat became the foundation of the wealth we see today. And this was just the beginning. Across 400 years, immigrants didn't just arrive in America. They built it. They shaped its cities, its industries, its culture, its strength. But that raises a bigger question, one that affects your job, your community, your future. Why does America still need immigrants today? Next Saturday, Episode 2 will answer that, not with opinions, but with facts, history, and truth. If you're watching this, hit follow, subscribe, and come back next week. You're part of a global community now, a community that believes stories matter, that believes people matter, that believes truth deserves a voice. This was Episode 1. See you next Saturday for Why America Needs Immigrants, Part 2.